Latino Americans by Kathleen Regoza. The roots of the Latino ethnic group include Mexico, Cuba, Puerto Rico, Central America, and South America. Since 1970, the Latino population in the United States has continued to grow. As of 2017, the Pew Research Center reported that the United States had an approximate 57.5 million Hispanic population. The center states this amount was at an all-time high. The current population of over 57 million include 40 million that are American citizens, and this makes up an ethnic group that is the second largest in the United States. The Latino and Hispanic population has grown at a rate of 2% since 2015. Familialism is a Latino term and means to have loyalty and obedience within the family unit. It is a value that many Latinos cultivate and expect from their children. It basically means that Latinos believe they should support one another above thinking of themselves. Family for Latinos and Hispanics is not just blood related. It is common for Latinos to call close friends part of their family, and they will support them just as they would another family member. Latinos are very family oriented. Many Latinos and Hispanics live and work near other family members, and they do so by choice. If one member of the family owns a business, you can almost expect to find other family members working there as well. This is their way of showing support to one another and bringing about a greater chance for success. The emergence of changing gender roles has affected the Latino community, but there remains a strong attention to the traditional values that are passed down from older generations. Traditional values are important to the Latino and Hispanic culture. This is not to say that only the husband can work outside of the home while the wife is expected to care for the children and the household. Older generations of Latinos may adhere to these typical gender roles more tightly than the younger generation, but that may have more to do with the education level of each gender. Today, however, it is not uncommon for both genders to work, especially out of necessity. Often other family members will care for the children to make this possible. The padre or father is considered the head of the household in the Latino and Hispanic culture, and the mother is often viewed as the caretaker. Many Latinos are bilingual, and this can cause some distress in the household if the parents are not also bilingual. However, children of non-bilingual parents learn how to effectively translate for their elders. Religion is valued and revered in Latino households. Some Latino families will attend Catholic Mass multiple times a week, often with extended family members. Focus on the spirituality and the life of the Spirit are values fostered by the Roman Catholic Church, as per Diller. On page 278 in our Cultural Diversity book, there's an interview about diversity training in the Latino culture in the San Francisco Bay Area. The interviewee, Roberto Almanzan, holds an MS in counseling. Mr. Almanzan shares his training with teachers and organizations in San Francisco, along the Bay, and surrounding areas. Some of the challenges faced in offering diversity training were that his efforts to set up offices to teach skill training to adults and offering support and counseling services did not always lead to employment opportunities for the Latinos in the area. Oftentimes, those in the community return to the training sites multiple times for additional training. Another challenge that was found is the attitudes displayed by the community were not always conducive to the acceptance of this proud minority. Almanzan pointed out they needed to engage in economic development for the community, start businesses, and employ people from their own communities. Almanzan reflected that by teaching others about leadership and best practices in business, Roberto was able to support the Latino community without appearing to insult their individual pride or that of their neighbors. Common difficulties for Latinos are one, that they need to be bilingual. The understanding of language is important in any culture, and especially so as the Hispanic and Latino populations continue to grow in the United States. Another difficulty is that the immigration and citizen-born distinction is not always clear. The Latino communities often feel they are prejudiced against, especially in the current political times. Many feel pressured to carry important documents to avoid deportation. Some of the common difficulties for Latinos are one, the need to be bilingual. Not all generations of Latinos and Hispanics are bilingual. As with other cultures, even other mixed cultures of the United States, the need to speak to be understood is vital. Another difficulty is immigration and citizen-born distinction. The distinction between immigrants and citizen-born Latinos and Hispanics is not always black and white. There poses a threat for them and those of the Latino culture, and this causes many problems, including legal. Acclimating to the ways of another culture can be difficult, but many Latinos and Hispanics do their best like everyone else. They just want to be accepted and to fit in. Poverty is a fear of many. This may be caused by low wages, unemployment, or a host of other things. Poverty remains a fear of many cultures, especially those persons who are immigrating to the United States. Racism against Latinos and Hispanics is very common. It may be born from hatred, fear, or ignorance. Many communities work to educate others on this culture in order to eradicate this problem. In conclusion, Latinos make up 16.7% of the national population, with over 40 million acknowledged as American citizens. The reason this culture is one of the highest ethnic groups have to do with many factors, including high birth and fertility rates, immigration patterns, and the average young age of the population. The Latino community is proud and family-oriented. They look for harmony both in their personal lives and within their work structure. Due to common misbeliefs and a certain amount of fear, there is a misconception that Latinos are not hardworking individuals who value the work they do or are proud of what they accomplish. One of the most recognized Latino holidays is Cinco de Mayo. No other country celebrates Cinco de Mayo as holy as the United States. The insurgence of Mexican cuisine and restaurants helps share the culture, diversity, and traditions with other cultures and open the door for meaningful conversations that lead to understanding.